Since the 1970s, there's been constant stories about big cats roaming the British countryside. This is a black panther, the dark form of the leopard. Despite many eyewitness reports, there's been very little evidence to back up these sightings. And then there was a recent incident in the sleepy village of Trellick in South Wales, which just added to the mystery.
I had claw marks exactly an inch apart all the way from right here to under my chin.
Stories about big cats roaming around Britain have become part of rural folklore. If there are black panthers out there, I certainly wouldn't want to meet one on a dark night. They've got teeth and claws that are 1.5 inches long, and a mauling from a cat like that could cause serious injury or even kill. The farming community of Trellick in South Wales has a population of just over 2,000. 11-year-old Josh Hopkins was walking with his brother and some friends in a field near his home.
There was 4 of us up the woods, me, Jeremy, Emily and Amy. Me and Emily started walking and she waited at the top. I'm going back. See you later.
Josh left the others to go and look for his pet cat Sylvester.
I got down to the post over there and he ran off.
The domestic cat had sensed danger.
Started calling it and I saw a tail in the grass, so I thought, oh, that must be Sylvester. And when I approached it and got a bit close, it was a bit bigger than I thought, and it went up on its back legs, caught me with its paw here, and then I screamed and it stopped, ran off towards the farm up there, and I went that way to warn my brother and the other lot that there was a big cat. Run! Run!
Wounded, the terrified Josh ran to warn his friends of the danger.
Run! I met up with him and he said, oh, what happened? I told him what happened, and then we all came back to the house.
His mother Rosemary was shocked when she saw her injured son.
His face was just blood all running down his face. So I opened the door and he just kept on insisting, no mum, it was a cat. It was a big cat, it was as big as our dog.
My mum thought I'd fallen out of a tree because I had all this blood on my face and all. She didn't really believe me at the start. When I got all cleaned up, she saw the claw marks.
It was clear that his wounds were caused by something far bigger than any domestic animal.
I could see the scratches down his face were, even though there was a lot of blood there, were clean. Almost like a razor blade had been down his face.
I had claw marks exactly an inch apart all the way from right here to under my chin.
And then when I looked under his chin, he'd got a hole under his chin where he said the cat had hooked him with its paw. The police arrived and they had a good look at Josh, and they were quite happy to accept that it was a big cat, because there had been big cat reports around here for several years.
It seems as if this case has added to the growing list of evidence.
They suggested that they contact the cat expert to come and talk to Josh, find out exactly what happened, so that he can work out what it was that attacked him.
Big cat expert Danny Nineham has his own theory about how these animals came to be in Britain.
People used to walk these big cats around on leads, just like you have a domestic dog.
The Dangerous Wild Animals Act of 1976 forced owners to licence their pets or have them put down.
People then had to either get the licence, take them to a zoo, but zoos don't want them. The third option then was to take them out into the countryside and totally release them.
These big cats may have bred in the wild.
In the last 10 years, I've dealt with 500 cases of big cat sightings throughout the UK, and 40 of those are close encounters and non-fatal attacks on people.
The police wouldn't have put big cat in the equation, even though they're always reported, but they're treated like UFOs and fairies at the bottom of the garden, aren't they?
But Josh's case was unique. His attack yielded physical evidence.
The adult female cuffed Josh across his face with the claws semi-retracted. If they'd have been fully retracted, they wouldn't have had no damage to his face.
Now, he said normally one of these cats, when it attacks, they extend their claws right out and it would have ripped his face off.
And when I told his mother this, she was physically sick.
From Josh's vivid description of the animal, it appears he'd been extremely lucky to escape with just scratches.
Josh luckily didn't run. He stood his ground and kept and maintained eye contact, and he screamed.
If Josh had taken fright and turned and run away straight away, it might have seen him as prey, chased him and jumped on him and dragged him down.
I think it went away because I screamed. There wasn't really anything else that I did to it that would make it run away.
The cat had no cubs with it. The cat wasn't cornered. The cat just thought to itself, I got an open escape route here, and it just took off and left Josh, and Josh took off in the other direction. He was just a very lucky young man.
If this big cat is still roaming South Wales, it could attack again.
There's been loads of sightings around here. There's been sightings down the bottom of the village. There's been sightings in that garden behind my house.
It is scary when you think about it. But then you don't know really whether or not it's capable of snatching a little toddler.